Hey, it's a brand new day on Gillum Farms. I'm Johnny. And what I've got going today is, well, some stuff. It's actually probably time for me to check on the feeders across the road. And I'm gonna put up some trail cam photos and stuff like that. It is nearly noon, and I have to wait this long to this part of the day in order to go over there because the animals are there most of the day. I mean, there is something there most all day long over there across the road. And we're blessed to own property like this. Um, and, to avoid, uh, spooking the majority of the, you know, animals and things like that, I usually wait till noon. Hopefully they'll go off and they'll be bedded up somewhere and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take everybody out to our orchard because our orchard should have fruit that's ready right now, um, according to what I saw before. And I've been out there a few times, and I just have not even looked at it when I've been out there. I know it's an oversight on my part, but I'm always busy doing something else. So I haven't taken the 2 minutes it takes to just look at the orchard and see if anything's ready. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to go eat at my favorite place today. So, and if you watch my videos, you know where that is. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna put out I'm gonna fill up feeder, put out another mineral block because the mineral block is gone at this point. And like I said, I'll put up a few trail camera photos, and then we'll just go do something else after that. We'll go over to the fruit orchard. Oh, and when we get out to the fruit orchard, I am going to move the cattle. I'm going to move them to the transition paddock, so I'm going to take care of that. So anyway, let's get going, guys. Well, as you see it, as I see it whenever I'm going down into the property. So I'm going to turn this around here, and I'm going down into our property here. The cellular trail cameras have been going off like crazy, so I suspect we will probably see maybe some turkeys, maybe not. That's where I did all the dozing earlier in the year and burning off and stuff like that. I'll show you a lot of photos from right in this area. That are pretty cool. We got quite a bit of stuff that is utilizing the property right now. Yeah, I see the turkeys over there. There they go. See them white heads bobbing right there on their side of that tree, right through there. Whole mess of them. Yep. Took 3. Got a mineral block here. That's what it is right there, 50 pounds. And put it out over here. Oh, hope you can see this. Pretty heavy. There it is. All right. Hot, y'all. Time to get out of here. Let the critters have it for the day. Actually, I probably won't be back for another couple of weeks, I imagine. All right, for you folks who do not know how these feeders work, this is an electronic timed feeder. So what it does is it goes off at a set amount of times per day for a set amount of seconds. So it's showing it has full charge, but in order to test that, you have to test it. Okay, there we go. Alright, so it's working well. It went off for 6 seconds. Alright, it goes off every day at 3 intervals a day. And they're about 6 seconds an interval. And the reason it goes off instead of just two times a day, you know, you're like, why don't you just have it go off a couple of times a day and put out the amount of corn that you want out at that time? Well, I will tell you why. Stay on that. I'll tell you why. Because nice in here. Because if you do that, the turkeys may not get to eat. The deer typically are running around here on morning. They'll be here whenever this thing goes off in the morning. They'll be here before the turkeys even get up. And whenever they come in, even if you set it to go off after the turkeys are up and around, the deer will come in and they just kind of take it over, I guess you'd say. So what I like to do is I like to set it 3 times. One of those times is noon. So it has already gone off, and that's one of the reasons why those turkeys were standing right there. Now we had deer here till about 11 this morning. There were deer here, and they've been here all morning. They were here all night. They were here all yesterday afternoon. They start funneling in here about 4:30. So anyway, I'm going to go over here and look at this pond for just a second, and and then we're going to drive right out of here. So I'm just going to kind of drive up to it and kind of take a gander at it and then get out of here. I've got a few things to do, and like I said, one of them is go to the orchard. So here we go. All right, folks, the pond is doing fairly well. It's getting a little bit of plant growth in it. I see a little turtle right over there in it, but it's still watering the critters like it's supposed to. plot is very weedy and grassy. As you can see, it's very weedy and grassy, but they're still finding some things in it. And I am planning on addressing this later. So I will be taking care of this plot at a later time. So I'm going to back out of here. I hated even driving in here because I ran over some of the only clover that's left getting in here. So anyway, let's go to town. Hi everybody. Again, this is Johnny. Hey, I was on my way to town and I stopped by the post office, and we have had this post office for a bit and we have never gotten anything in it, ever. We put the post office box together for our channel. We have an actual mailbox at our house, but you know, for the channel we decided to put a post office box on there just in case anybody wanted to know, you know, somewhere where they can mail something. Or it also gives us whenever we're mailing out things, which if you've followed our videos any at all, you know we mail out things all the time to subscribers and to other channels. But anyway, we finally have got something that wasn't, I guess it wasn't a mistake. I'm assuming it wasn't a mistake. We finally got something that wasn't a mistake in our post office box, because that's what it's always been. It's always been, if I got anything out there, it'd be like peeled, you know, box, blah, blah, and it would be like another town. And they just happened to put it in our post office, even though it wasn't even the same town, same name or anything. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, kind of. You may know these folks, or this folks right here. And it is a she. So if you know who this is, you know. So if you know whose channel this is, what her name is, drop it in the comments and we'd appreciate it. Also, if you are not subscribed to our channel, you might check her channel out. You might check it out and maybe perhaps subscribe if you like it. But I'm going to show you that again, what it is. It is, hope you can see it. I'm in my little truck, so I don't have a lot of room. But this is what the name of the channel is. So anyway, check it out. Okay, so put that in the comments. The next thing is, as far as who it is, and the next thing is, I'm going to my favorite place to eat. Drop the name of that place in the comments. We'll see if you've been doing your homework. So there's a couple of videos out there that have specifically talked about my favorite place to eat, and I have actually pulled up there to it both times. So I'm not going to pull up to it today on video. I just want to know if you have been following along. So anyway, here we go. Okay, I have driven down in here into the property. There were a lot of deer under these fruit trees whenever I got here. And I just actually went all the way through this looking at the different fruit. All right, here are a few pears on this tree. Not that great, but there are some. Going down through here, pears on this tree as well. You have to really look, but they're there. So there's pears on this one. This tree appears to have nothing on it. It's an apple tree. I don't see any apples on it at all. This has got a wild rose growing in it, and it is a peach tree, and I don't see any on it. Here is a peach tree, and I do not see any on it. Here's a peach tree, and I do not see any on it. This peach tree has some small peaches on it. That's what these are, and there's quite a few. I hope they get bigger. I don't know that they will, but it does have peaches. This tree right here is an apple tree. It actually has some apples on it. There's an apple. There's an apple right over here in the back there, right behind that. All right, so a couple apples on that. A few peaches on this one. Nothing on this pear tree right here. Nothing on this peach tree right here. You can see where the cattle have been all underneath it, eating all the leaves off the bottom of it. There's no fruit right here. This is just some elm trees that grew up where I had a fruit tree, and I need to get those out of here. That one is dead. I need to get it out of here. This peach tree right here has some peaches on it, but they're very small. So that one needs to be caged. That's an apple tree. This apple tree has a lot of cedar apple rust. That's what that is right there. So cedar apple rust on that one from all the cedars around here. This tree I don't see any cedar apple rust on, and it's got apples. And I actually picked this apple from this tree. So there are some apples on this tree. And right here, different areas. And the thing is the deer are coming in here and they're eating the apples as soon as they hit the ground. So that's our success story. There's a big pear tree that I see nothing on. So there may be a pear or two up there, but they don't jump out well. Yeah, there's one right up there. There's a pear, and there's just a few pears on it here and there, not that many. But anyway, that's our fruit update. Not that much fruit. Way too hot right now, way too dry right now. As I said earlier, it has been 12 days since we've had any rain whatsoever, and every day has been in the upper 90s to 100. And it's a lot better than this truck, I can tell you that. This truck's a 95 model, but it's still got AC that will blow you out of it. It is nice. So, for a bumping around truck, couldn't ask for anything else. But anyway, a few pears, some peaches, but they're small, and a few apples. That's what we got this year. So, I'm going to drive on up here. Perhaps. I'll drive on over here. Now, you guys may have noticed I planted some trees, or there's some trees around the property. I want to show you something. I'm going to just pull up here and roll down the window and kind of point out the window. Now these are kind of a special tree. They're sawtooth oak. You see all those things right there? Those are acorns developing right there. So these trees are loaded this year with acorns. And I planted these trees several years ago, and they're doing well. And I planted them for the benefits of the wildlife. Back at that time, we didn't have any cattle or anything in here, and you know, our house was like, we used to live right there, and Well, that one is really loaded right there. But we used to live right here, and so I planted these out here so, you know, we can come outside and watch the deer right out the front of the house or right out the window, coming up for those acorns and stuff. Oh, it's getting dry. But anyway, here's where all the hay got tore up yesterday. So I'm gonna drive down and take a look at the cattle, and I believe I'm gonna put them in that paddock right there for right now. Notice the dust that's passing me, folks. I drove like 2 miles an hour and the dust is just bellowing out here. It is dry. The grasshoppers are all coming back, and it's dry. There's that area where I cleaned all out with the dozer yesterday. So I'm gonna drive in here and go down and tell the cows they can come in here and eat what little grass is in there. All right, let's do that. Alright folks, I got a notification that the camera was too hot even though it was in the truck with the air conditioner and it wasn't even on. So I had to cool the camera off so I could come out here. I mean, it is hot. But the cattle they're in the shade and they're trying to get, you know, as much of this fresh green stuff as they can right now because there is some under the shade of the trees. I want to show you the growth of the calves here. So these little calves are really growing. There's little Liberty Bell and little Danny Star, and they are still doing well. A little hot for them out here right now. But anyway, all the cattle are here. So I kind of wanted to look over, where is it? Those are cows that had calves right there. Yep. So right over there is 21, and 20 is right over there. So both of those are due to calve. So anyway, you know, I was showing those videos, and the videos were showing how lush and everything was. Well, all it takes to go from a hero to zero is, well, in this case, it was 12 days of 90 to 100 and plus degrees with no moisture whatsoever. So, yep, we're back in the red zone for our grass again. So it'll be, I'll probably, if we don't get the rain that they're forecasting for next week, because they keep moving the rain back, if we don't get that, I'll be feeding hay next week. So that's just how it goes. Oklahoma. Yep, we're not doing well on hay or on grass. So anyway, hey, if you like this type of, you know, update where I went to the post office and, you know, took care of the feeders and showed you some trail cam pictures and moved the cattle and a little bit of drone video of that and stuff like that, then like and subscribe, comment. I like that stuff. But anyway, here's the little calves, and God bless everyone.